Welcome. We are going to tackle question 5. This is April 2022 Principles of Management ATD Level 2 paper. Justify 5 reasons that support delegation of duty in an organization. Justify 5 reasons that support delegation of duty in an organization. Why should we delegate duty in an organization? Now, the act of delegation is where a person of superior authority, allocates or assigns some of his or her duties, to his or her subordinate, So he allocates some of his or her duties or tasks, duties, responsibilities. It can be responsibilities, it can be tasks, it can be duties. So a person of superior authority assigns or allocates some of his or her responsibilities, tasks or duties to his or her subordinate for performance, so that the subordinate can work on them. Now, there are so many reasons that could explain why this might happen in an organization, and those are some of the reasons that we want to look at. 5 reasons that support the delegation of duty in an organization. Normally, when you delegate the duty, when the boss delegates his or her duties, he also needs to delegate the powers, that is the tools to do the job, but he cannot delegate the accountability. Answerability still remains with him, so he's answerable for the actions of his subordinate who has done the task. The boss will still be answerable for that, so he can delegate the responsibility, the tasks, the duties, and he needs also to delegate the powers, that is the tools that the subordinate will require to perform the job. But that does not mean that he has also delegated the accountability. He cannot delegate accountability. Answerability still lies with the boss. So, what are some of the situations that can lead or that support delegation of duty in an organization? Number 1, the possibility of a lot of work for one person, maybe the manager. There is a possibility that the manager might be having a lot of work at any given point in time, that he might not be able to accomplish all that work within the shortest period of time. So the fact that he has a lot of work and maybe he has the time constraint might be a reason enough to support delegation of duty, so that he can basically assign some of these tasks to his subordinates to help him or her do the same. So a lot of work within to be done within a short period of time can be a reason for delegation. Number 2, second reason for delegation is for the simple reason of developing his subordinates. And development here, what we simply mean is that this, by delegation or by delegating his work, he might also be training this subordinate and preparing him for higher tasks ahead of him. So this basically becomes a training ground. It's a platform for coaching. It's a platform for mentoring. And all this at the end of the day add up to developing this subordinate for his own good and for the good of the organization. So yes, part of the reason for delegation might just be to develop the employee or the subordinate, and basically using that delegation as a training ground or a platform for coaching and mentoring. The other reason that possibly will support delegation is to free up the manager's time or the boss time, to free up the manager's time so that he can concentrate on other important things, so that he may concentrate on other important things. Any organization at any given point in time might have it has a lot of issues, a lot of emerging issues, a lot of challenges. So the boss might just decide to delegate part of his task to a subordinate so that the subordinate does the task on his behalf as he concentrates on other serious and important things that might possibly help move the organization to another level. That is a very important reason for delegation. The other one is basically for involvement and basically allowing employee participation in the matters of the organization. So there's a lot. We have so many benefits that come with involving and allowing employee a platform to participate in matters, or in at least different areas of the organization. Key being it acts as a motivational tool to these employees when they see that they can also do something which possibly they had never thought of doing. That becomes a motivational tool, and they feel that, yeah, indeed they can face challenges and they can help the organization go to another level. So just for the sake of involving, so that they can feel that they are part of the team, they can feel that belongingness, they can feel that they are also important, that they are valued. That could be enough reason why some duties will be delegated to the members of so the subordinate members of the organization. So we've said it acts as a motivational tool, and it helps lift up the morale of the subordinates, which is very, very, very important. Then it also encourages, or rather we can talk of increases. It increases trust, the trust and loyalty levels between the subordinate and the manager. It increases the trust and loyalty levels between the subordinate and managers. So one of the reasons why delegation is very important is simply for the simple reason that the manager might want to increase the level of trust, so that this subordinate can feel that he is actually a very important pillar in the organization, and that he can access some of the information that his boss possibly is trusted with. And that goes a long way in building up the confidence levels of these upcoming managers in the near future. So, and having mentioned that, we can also talk of succession plan. So you can delegate as part of the succession plan, where you simply use that as a training ground for this person to know all the duties or all the responsibilities that you are carrying out as a manager, so that when the right time comes for you to retire or to walk out of the organization, we have somebody who can pick up from you without the organization feeling that changeover process. And also for the simple reason that you might not be it's about giving others, you might not be the best. You might not be the best. Yes, it might be your responsibility, it has been assigned to you, but possibly there's somebody else who can do it better than you. In such like cases, you might want to delegate to whoever the person is who can do better, who can do the task better than you do. So if there is that possibility of any subordinate delivering better results than what you can deliver, then it's better for the sake of the bigger picture, the organization. It's better you delegate to this subordinate so that you can get better results. There's always a different way of doing things, and perhaps you might also want to test that and see how it goes. I think those ones are enough. The question asks for 5. We have listed 7, so you can just pick any 5 points and you'll be good to go. So here we are interested in the reasons that support delegation. What are some of these incidences that might or situations that might support this situation where the manager delegates or assigns or allocates some of his duties to his or her subordinate? And sometimes even we talk of leave, the leave, because these are compulsory. It's compulsory in organizations. Leave, at least in a year, one should take leave. So when you go for leave, automatically that means that there has to be somebody to take over and perform your tasks in your absentia. So again, that could be a reason for delegation, so that you delegate all your work to your subordinate to do the work as you are out there enjoying leave or maybe on a holiday. And then when you come back, you simply pick up from where he has stopped. And that ensures continuity of work in the workplace without any hitches. So analyze 5 factors why delegation of authority is important in management. Analyze 5 factors why delegation of authority is important in management. The points are almost related to the first one. Maybe just the difference will be on how you explain. But of course, 5 factors why delegation of authority is important in management. Number 1 is succession. For succession purposes. For succession purposes, we've talked about that. For growth and development. For growth and development of the subordinates. This makes delegation of authority very important. We've also talked of continuity of business operations, especially when the boss is out on leave or something like that. And we've also talked of becomes a training ground, which basically will add up to motivation. So motivation, and you know what motivation does, it improves or increases the morale of the subordinates, which is a good thing to the organization. So one of the factors why delegation of authority is important in management is that it helps motivate the employees. It acts as a training. In fact, this can be 2 different points. It acts as a training ground for the employees, and then it helps in motivating the employees, because when they feel that they have also been given challenging work, they have been trusted to that level where the manager can share with them some authority, some powers, and some responsibilities. They feel that they belong, they feel that they are part of the team, and they feel that they are basically there to stay. Because if they were not there to stay, of course, you cannot give them some of these key opportunities. And we've also said that it may be important to free up the manager's time, because the manager generally should have a lot of so many other things to do, especially thinking of how to drive the organization to another level. So if he can free up some of these routine tasks, which are very clear and very straightforward, then it will be better for him, because he will now have time to think about how to propel the organization to another level. It encourages creativity, it encourages initiative, it basically challenges and provides an opportunity for these subordinates to advance in their career, because it provides challenging tasks. And we also talk of it boosts the reputation of the leader. You can imagine if somebody can mention such and such a leader is the one who is behind my success because he mentored me, he coached me. So it basically adds up to the reputation of this leader and also the reputation of the organization at large, because now the organization will be seen as a tool basically that propels people to another level. So all these are points why delegation of authority is important in management. These are points why delegation of authority is important in management. And we've said that the difference between that and this, here we are talking about reasons that support. What could be some of these reasons that support delegation of duty? And we are basically looking at the situations that can support this act of assigning or allocating responsibility to somebody else, as opposed to here where we are interested in the importance of delegation to the management. It helps in ensuring continuity of business. It helps in ensuring there is clear succession without hitches. It helps in ensuring growth and development of the subordinates and the organization at large, because at the end of the day, it is the organization that will also benefit. The organization will benefit a great deal when the individuals grow and develop. So I think that is enough for this question. Let's meet in the next question, where I'll be discussing question 6. Thank you so much. Let's meet then.